So if you have a big family, should you drive an SUV with 7 seats like the Kia Sorento or a MPV like the Kia Carnival Hybrid?
The answer is no. You should drive a sports car. If you need 7 seats, buy a 2-seater and a 5.
No, that's a totally irresponsible answer. And today I'll show you why. I'm Ashley with MrChia, and today we have the Kia Carnival Hybrid.
And we also have me, Ju-Len.
So, the Carnival Hybrid is still a big family MPV. It's more than 5.1 meters long and nearly 2 meters wide. And it comes with either 7 or 8 seats. Yup, 8!
It's been facelifted for 2024 and it comes with a new hybrid engine that cranks out 245 horsepower, but its main claim to fame is efficiency.
With a full 72-litre tank of petrol, it should in theory be good for 1,000 kilometers. Time to write that goodbye letter to your favorite pump attendant. And I'm sure you've noticed it has a new face too. The headlights are now in line with the latest Kias, such as the EV9, and the grille is very prominent and wide. But you can still see the signature tiger nose which Kia uses.
There's been a lot of change back here as well. There used to be kind of a solid light bar running across the tail of the car, but now you have these new lamps that form a kind of C shape. Remember, the number plate used to be high up here as well, so they've moved that down to create space for this more prominent Kia logo. And these kind of silver satin inserts for the bumper have a new shape as well. You can see how they kind of kick up to form a nice coherent line together with the new taillights. But that boxiness is a good thing, especially if what you want from your MPV is space.
And what I want to add is that in an MPV, you often get power sliding doors, which you don't see in an SUV. It's definitely easier to open in tight spaces and definitely easier to get in and out.
Guess I'm not needed then?
So one additional benefit of the MPV is definitely its huge boot space. And with the help of my lovely assistant, let me show you some practical features that the Carnival has. It comes with practical grocery hooks and a special compartment to stow away your little knickknacks. So with its 3 seats up, the boot already gives you 627 liters of space. But that's not all. Hey, you? What are you doing?
I'm just measuring your height and I see you're 155.5 here?
Nah, I'm 156. I'm trying to tell people about the boot space.
Okay.
So if you need that additional boot space, with the third row folded down, you get a massive 2,827 liters.
Okay, that's massive, Ash, but you know, we should be more helpful, I feel like. We should show people, like, is it easy to fold the seats? Is it like, you know, something I could do? Is it
Sure,
like...
let me demonstrate that with one hand and you do it after.
One hand. Okay.
One hand.
You're right, it's not too bad. Since I have this, let me just measure the length of this cargo area here. I can see that, oh, I've got room for 157 centimeters. So I can fit 1 Ashley inside here, or maybe 3 Ashleys, depending on how much she eats. Okay, you know what, Ash? I think this could be the better way to keep 3 Ashleys.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, look, we've got our own little aircon vents here, we've got an armrest, and okay, it's pretty cozy, but honestly, I'm not too sure about the space. I don't really have that much headroom.
Yeah, probably not for you, but you can recline the seats a little bit and give you a little bit of more space.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Let me just do that. Okay, yeah. All right, that's much better, but honestly, I don't think I want to share this with one more person.
Yeah, probably get a little bit more tight.
A bit tight, and also to use this seat, you'd have to get the seatbelt down from there. That's an extra step. And you know how parents are always saying, I love all my children equally, I don't have favorites. 100%, right? The least favorite children are going to be at the back of the Carnival.
Nah, that's probably not going to be the case, because I think with the 2 rows, the third and second row, the kids are going to be enjoying the space running through the aisles and getting back to the last row, and definitely being away from their parents.
Okay, I don't know about that. So either kids are dumb, or maybe I've just lost touch with my inner child.
Probably the latter. So Ju-Len, personally I've not driven many Kias, but I think the Carnival is pretty easy to navigate up front.
Okay.
With its curved display angled towards the driver, it's easy to toggle between the various settings.
Okay, yeah.
Or even change your cluster settings.
Okay.
There's two various themes between the simple and the circle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I prefer the circle. It's more classic person.
You're a classic gal, okay.
Yeah, and with the aircon vent settings over at the separate panel, it's also pretty sensitive to touch.
Right.
Making it easy to toggle between the settings while you're driving.
Okay, yeah, I really like that because some cars try to do everything with one screen, but you have separate touch-sensitive controls for the aircon here. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and another thing about the Carnival is its ample space for storage. So you've got a simple display area where you can keep your little knickknacks. You have a wireless charging.
Very girly looking, by the way.
And a huge center console, which you can pretty much put a little small handbag in there as well.
That's bigger than my bank account, by the way.
Now, how about you do your infamous fingernail test?
Okay, so the fingernails of quality will now try this out. I think dashboard is not too bad. Gets a bit cheaper down here actually. And okay, let's try the doors. That's not too bad here, and yeah, I would say it's a mixed bag. Doesn't really feel like a premium car if I'm honest in terms of the materials. But anyway, now it's time for the test drive, and I normally do this part, but you know what? I think you're ready for it. And
I am?
Yeah. Anyway, there's something else I want to try even more than.
And what will that be?
The VIP seats.
So Ju-Len, I've had the car for about 1.5 days now, and I guess I have to admit that it's not gonna be a fun drive given it's an MPV.
I knew it. I told you.
But it's not a horrible drive. I mean, given its size, it still delivers a responsive, quiet, and yeah, it's easy to handle.
Okay, I definitely agree with the quiet part because the engine just sounds very far and remote. And in terms of refinement, okay, I've noticed a couple of things. Like number one, the chair I'm sitting in is actually vibrating underneath. I think it's because maybe the body is flexing a little bit. And the suspension is pretty firm. I mean, it's not uncomfortable or bouncy, but honestly, I think it's because, these cars, right, they have to carry 7 people. So sometimes it's 7 people after a heavy buffet lunch. So, understandable that the springs seem pretty firm. And we are on 19-inch wheels, definitely going to be more comfortable on 18s. But despite that, I gotta say, I'm quite happy to be here because I've got so much space. I've got my own glass roof with its own cover. I've got this flip-up privacy thing. The aircon vents here, I mean, I've got my own aircon controls even, and the aircon's been super powerful. I really love that. Oh, and I have my own ventilated seats as well. But best of all, I'm gonna feel like I'm in business class because I could just create space for myself, and I can just recline the seats, maybe have a little snooze. I just came back from a heavy buffet lunch.
I could definitely get you home in a jiffy. But while the Carnival does 0 to 100 at 9.3 seconds, the car definitely feels livelier and faster than what it seems. With a 1.6 litre engine, it may seem small, but I guess the hybrid model plays a big part.
Okay, well, all that's the performance part, right? But, how about handling, or how easy is this car to drive? Because it's a big car, Ash, and you are a petite person.
Well, as you know, I've always liked big cars. And yes, having said so, it's big, but it doesn't intimidate me. And, the car is easy to see out of. There's hardly any blind spots. And despite its size, it's very easy to maneuver around.
Okay, but all that's on the road, on the highway. What about in a car park where it really counts, and that's where you really feel the size?
I guess you have to put me to the test.
Okay, let's put you to the test.
Here in the urban jungle, we encounter one of nature's spectacles, the common Mulia domestica preparing to parallel park a large vehicle. Observe her posture, spine slightly stiffened, one hand working the wheel with purpose and mouth open in steely focus. She begins the maneuver without hazard lights, eschewing blinking amber signals to ward off impatient predators behind her. Smoothly she reverses, but no! She adjusts, inching forward to correct her position, now back again, and oh, perilously close to disaster there. But she's committed now, threading the Carnival into a space seemingly designed for hatchbacks and optimism, extending a feeler of sorts to probe the air. Is it success she's tasting? A final adjustment, and she's done it. Extending her claws in a gesture of triumph, a reminder in the urban wild of the power of self-belief.
Oh man, I did not want to get out of that car.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, okay, well let me just ask you then, Ash. Thumbs up or thumbs down for the Carnival?
Definitely thumbs up for me.
Okay, anything you didn't like about the car?
Frankly, nothing specific. So yeah, it's pretty much good.
Okay, it's pretty much good. So what were the highlights for you then?
I mean, I've always been a SUV kind of person, and I think the Carnival is a mix of both. It's an MPV, but in an SUV body. It's higher, and it definitely makes it easier putting the kids in and out. And not only that, you know, with its 3 rows up, you know, the boot is still tremendously huge.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, you know, we started by asking everyone, like, should you drive an SUV with 7 seats or an MPV? I think the Carnival kind of straddles both worlds, right? It's got all the size and practicality of an MPV, but the rugged image of an SUV.
And most importantly, it's fuel efficient, and it comes with something pretty much every Kia has.
What's that?
Value for money. So that's our quick look at the Kia Carnival Hybrid. Any questions? WhatsApp MrChia at the number below. And be sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for watching. See you again.